Welcome to Beyond the Blue Chat. I am very, very happy to have with me here today fellow mom and good friend Kriti Mitra Bhatia. Welcome, Kriti.
Thank you, Gopika. Good morning.
Good morning, and so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's the pleasure is all mine, actually.
Lovely. So I'm just going to give you a little bit about your story, Kriti, and then you can tell the rest of it yourself. They say autism doesn't come with a manual, it comes with a parent who never gives up. And Kriti is one such mom. So Kriti is the founder of The Special Mom, a platform for mothers who share their joys and griefs, good and bad experiences, and to inspire and motivate and stand for each other if need be. Kriti loves to hear the words, yes, I can do it, with a smile. And with The Special Mom, that's what she's trying to do with other mothers. They're trying to do that. It's a platform basically which has innovated the approach towards special needs parenting, and they're constantly curating important programs to empower parents, especially the moms. I think this is one of the few platforms that really has successfully launched a dad-only WhatsApp group as well, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that. And Kriti is also, the recipient of the Gurugram Achievers Award, as well as 40 over 40 award of She the People TV in 2020. So with that, Kriti, welcome again. Very, very happy to have you here. And tell me a little bit about your journey. I know our journeys are sort of similar when they started out. So tell me a little bit about your journey.
My journey is like any other moms. Had a baby, and of course, with having a baby, there are a lot of hopes and aspirations which actually comes attached to that entire moment.
Right.
And then, of course, the A bomb was dropped on our head, and coming from substantially moderate educated backgrounds and all, we never had known something like this even exists. Right. And that's when the tumultuous journey began of lots of research and lots of reading journals, watching YouTube videos, what to expect, what not to expect. But then again, all these things, of course, help. But when you actually start experiencing it under one roof with that child, that's when the entire story changes.
Right.
And so a mom to begin with, I always say I'm a mom of two lovely boys, and Arnav and Abhinav. Arnav is the one who has autism, and he's the one who actually gave me the purpose of my life. At the age of 40, this mom woke up to a purpose thanks to Arnav. And so life has been okay so far. And there's so much that, and for the first time, I think in parenting, we've always seen that children learn from their parents, children look up to their parents. But this mother is learning from her children, both of them. And I am the one who's looking up to both of them, and they're looking up to me. So life has been sweet and sour, and enjoying the sweetness and making a face to the sour ones. That's how it has been till now, and I'm hoping things will look up in the future. And so let's see what future has in hold for us.
There is so much that you say that resonates with me. About the fact that this has given you purpose. I can totally relate to that. About the fact that you are learning from your kids every day. I think that's something that we learn. The main lesson I always say is patience. That is the biggest lesson that you are taught. As it is, learn patience as a parent. But I think with a parent of a child on the spectrum, you are even more patient. And sometimes you lose it, but that's okay as well. And so that's really there's so much that you say that kind of echoes, because I think life is sweet, but it's bittersweet at times, and I think you just roll with the punches and kind of get on with the business of living.
Correct.
Kids really teach you how to live in that sense.
Correct.
pretty well. So tell me, you obviously when Arnav was diagnosed, and again I can relate to that. You know, everybody goes through like this dark tunnel. You know, where
Mm,
um,
mm.
you feel that there's no light, there is no exit to this tunnel. It's just a dark tunnel that you're going through. And what gave you the strength to come out on the other side, not only for yourself, but what is the amazing thing that you've done is that you've created this strength and this space for other mothers and other parents, to really shine a light not only for yourself but for others. What gave you that strength and what made you start the Special Mom?
So I always share this with everybody, whosoever that I am interacting with or having a conversation with. Whatever that you see Special Mom to be, it is absolutely my own pure experience, my own personal, honest, and pure experiences that I bring on the table when you talk about Special Mom. You're absolutely right. The moment your child is diagnosed, you're kind of thrown into what I have felt when this has happened with me was not a dark tunnel. Was It's almost like I was thrown into this this uh, this deep wetted well where I don't know. I had not anything to hold on to. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. And that very moment of life was stifling. um, it was it sucked the mere life out of me. And what I found strength in, actually, in that phase of my life, was when I started connecting with senior parents, senior moms. And I'll forever be thankful to them. There are a couple of names which always comes into my mind whenever I talk about senior parents. The first parent I interacted with was Charu Bahadur Sharan. And she she saw me sitting. Her son and Arnav were going to the same center, and she saw me sitting one day. That was my third or the fourth day, and I had a harrowing time with Arnav. A couple of days were extremely harrowing, because there's a doctor who had suggested some medicines, and that never suited Arnav, and he was only all of 3 years of age. And I was sitting there in the waiting area, and Charu was also there. And Charu saw me, and she just walked up to me. I never knew her, she never knew me. And she just walked up to me. She walked up to me and she sat and she said, "Are you okay?" Gopika, if I can say, the foundation of the Special Mom is, "Are you okay?"
Right.
And this question can only be asked by somebody who knows that face, who knows those eyes, who knows that disheveled mom who's sitting there, who's wearing a fata hua pajama and had not combed her hair for 6 days, and probably have not even slept
Yeah.
all these nights. Uh, I think this is what is the foundation of the Special Mom. Are you okay? That question is imperative. That question is important. And then, of course, a couple of things which also triggered um, the strength that I found from these senior parents is not only the strength, but that renewed vigor that I found after interacting with them. And the realization that I am not the only one who's grappling through all this. There, look at this mother. Her son is like 24 right now. She saw she actually showed me this stitch mark on her forehead, and she said, "Kriti, you know what is this?" During his when he was turning 13 and 14, during that rage, he actually plonked this flower pot on my head, and I had to go and get stitched. This is my medal, and whenever I see this now, I laugh. So that mom saying this, that whenever I see this, I laugh, made me realize that I'm not alone. Whatever that is happening with me, that has been already happening with 500 odd people out there. And then there are a couple of more triggers that happened. 2 years back, got very upsetting news about a couple of mothers, committing suicide, and mothers who are extremely well versed with the technology,
Right.
good professionals in their own field. And that's what made me think you have the power of social media now. Why not to reach out to people? Just reach out to people, say you're disturbed, you're not able to handle your child. I'm sure there'll be 10 moms, again, citing from my own experience, there will be 10 moms who will reach out to you, for support. They probably will not be able to take you out of your situation that you're going through, but they'll be there for support, for emotional support. I think everybody needs emotional support. That's the number one
And
priority in our lives.
and I just want to add that I think during COVID, even that virtual emotional support, okay, because
Correct,
I have not
correct,
been able to meet, has been so amazing. I've seen it, you know,
correct.
it's
I mean,
amazing.
the way we connected, Gopika, when
Yeah,
we did those
exactly.
talks, the way we kept having those little conversations on
Exactly.
WhatsApp, also you and me. How are you
Right.
feeling, Kriti? How you doing? I mean, even those conversations also
Exactly.
mean so much, that somebody's actually reaching out.
Right.
Somebody's actually really, really would want to know how you're feeling, how you're doing. So that's when the special mom was born, and the only driving force in my heart and mind was that there's so much that was being done for the child. There's so
Right.
many people going out there, going out of their way, getting themselves educated, empowering themselves only and only to help the child. But who is helping the mom? Who is helping the mom? If you actually think, at the end of the day, the one who's bearing all the brunt is her.
Yeah.
Being a mom is extremely difficult a task. Go back and just close your eyes and think about your own mom. If during the day you have this habit of calling her at 1:30 p.m. every day, just miss one day and see
Very
what
true.
happens.
True.
Just see what happens.
Very true.
The entire day this thing will keep playing on her mind. अरे 1:30 बजे फोन करती थी, आज फोन नहीं किया, क्या हो गया, ठीक तो है ना, तबीयत तो ठीक है ना. So being a mom itself is an extremely daunting task. From the time you get pregnant to childbirth to post childbirth, and till the time, I to say, till the time you close your eyes and say goodbye to the world, it's daunting. It's
True.
extremely daunting. So who's asking the mom? Who's taking care of her?
Right.
Is it like a given thing that moms, oh yeah, she's a primary caregiver, she'll wait through everything? That assumption of the society is absolutely wrong. I'm using this word wrong right now. She's also a human being.
Absolutely.
She also needs rest. And by rest, I don't mean कि उसको 2 घंटा सोने दो. No, emotionally also, she should be at peace,
Right.
because she is the mere nucleus of the family.
Yeah.
If she's falling apart, the entire family will fall apart. So that kept driving me. And I was absolutely sure from the day one that the special mom will not do anything about children.
Right.
There's enough that is getting done for our children, and I'm extremely grateful for that, for all the people who are putting so much effort to help our children.
Right.
And the special mom will keep working for the mother. And now we have forayed into fathers as well.
Yes.
Even they have emotions. And again, that has come up from my own personal experience with my husband. When I see him in that facet, when I
Right.
see him struggling, so even that also propelled from that I've seen in my life.
Right.
So that is what special mom is. That is what special mom will always be.
That is absolutely amazing. Again, there is so much that resonates, because I really think every time I talk to people and they say, what is it that you want to tell people? What is the one message you want to give? And I'm always saying self-care, self-care. And self-care does not mean, a pedicure or going shopping. That is also wonderful. Okay, that's great. Not to take away from that. But the whole fact that you need to be emotionally okay. And like I've written in Beyond the Blue, when I was not okay, nothing was okay, and that's you're so right, that mom is that pivot, on which the rest of the household kind of functions. And that's very true. And it's wonderful that you kind of got into dads, involving fathers, because I think they are very often an overlooked kind of aspect to this whole thing. So tell me a little bit about that, and also about a little more of what you're doing, because I know you're expanding Special Mom to do a lot of other things as well.
So first, let's talk about this dad aspect of it. So again, as I said that I'm forever driven with my own personal experiences. If someone if anyone asks me who's the model parent of the special mom, I'll always say I am the model parent. So if you see whatever program that we are running, is because it is coming from my own ignorance that मुझे occupational therapy का छोटा सा point नहीं समझ में आता, अभी तक नहीं आया, please मुझे समझा दो. So I design a program around it. And thankfully, touch wood, gratitude, that is actually helping families, because we have broken down the problems in smaller problems, in bite-sized problems. So that thing, when I actually started realizing a lot of things with my own husband, that there were times when I have felt that he's not able to express himself emotionally. And men, predominantly men has this men thing in them, that they are not able to express their emotions, and most of it always comes out in frustration, in anger, and vis-a-vis a lot of suppressed anger as well. So I was observing him, and my journey with him, we've been friends for the past 21 years. So so I know him. I can observe him, and I know what he's going through, what he's feeling. So I just thought that we should also reach out to fathers. We should even ask them. We should ask them, even अगर आज मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि this is such a huge pain for a mom to carry, why should the father be left behind? It's painful for him also when he gets into the situation where he sees that he's not able to help his child. And a father would always be want to help his child. He would want to be there for him. He would want to be his best friend, his companion in everything when he's growing up. So that was the thing. So last year on Father's Day, we did a huddle, Father's Day huddle, where a couple of fathers came and they had a discussion, and I was not there in the huddle. So there was a fathers who was having their conversations, and they were driving it themselves, and I could hear whatever they were saying, and all I could hear was there was an underlying itch to communicate, to come out with their pain, to come out with their confusions, to come out with their complications. And I could feel that underlying current was there in that entire conversation. And that was the night when we formed this WhatsApp group. We thought, everybody wanted to start a Facebook group. So I said, no, let's not start a Facebook group. Let's see where we reach with this idea. So Rato Raat, there's one WhatsApp group was created. And in the next couple of hours, the group was full. The group was full. And it was such an amazing moment for me, especially personally, when you get that feeling, na Gopika, that you have hit the right chord at the right time. It really gives you a high. It really gives you a high. So, and in a couple of hours, the group was full. The conversation started. The group is still going strong, and I'm not even a part of that group, by the way. I'm not allowed in that group. Well, I was there because I started the group. So in a couple of days of starting that group, there's one father who pointed, "Who is this Kriti? Sounds like a girl. What is she doing in this group?" So that made me really feel good. I said, "Okay, dude, good that you don't want women around right now. This is your own personal space, and I respect that." So I quit the group. I said, "Sir, I'm the founder of the Special Mom. So just started the group. So that's why I was here. But I'm going to quit now." So I quit the group. It's still going strong.
And what is some of the stuff that is discussed on it? Do you know? I mean, does anybody tell you?
Very in initial time that I've got to know about whatever was getting discussed in that group. People were talking about how they can help their child. Their child displays a certain kind of behavior in the morning. So how should I help that child? Then they have taken the child to some new center or a new therapist and all. Then there are new dads there who actually ask this question out in the open: what to expect?
Right.
In the next couple of years of my life, what to expect? And then there are a lot of jokes which are shared, a lot of forwards which comes, and they share their little victories with their child. They'll share pictures, they'll share videos of their child and what all they're doing with the child. So somebody probably would have cooked some, I think the thing which really I felt really good was there's one father who taught his child aata kaise gundna hai. So he shared that video long time back. So that made me really feel good. I mean, the day all of us parents are actually struggling with the fact that we are not able to connect to our children.
True.
So, and then there comes one eureka moment when you said, "Oh wow, we connected," and
Right.
and you find you both enjoying doing something. So, so this happened, and then of course this year, if anybody who's following this special mom would know, we've started Daddy's Talk. We've already are done with two Daddy's Talk, and we are talking about the things which are always been, put under the carpet.
Yes.
And the first talk was about the relationship of a mother and a father, and what happens when you have this special need jingalala in the mix. And the last Saturday we'd had a talk about adolescence, when your child is waking up to his own body, his
Right.
sexuality, the awareness around it, and how that father handled all of that.
Yes.
We have a talk again tomorrow where we're going to be talking about another very, very important aspect in anyone's life, that is their own career and their own aspirations,
Right.
and how you keep making those little sacrifices, and you keep giving up a lot of your aspirations and your hope with your own self, with your own career, when you have a child, and especially a special need child in the mix. So we have a kind of the trendsetter, and it's so heartening to see. There are so many fathers who are coming on different platforms to talk about their journey and fatherhood. So it's extremely heartening to see. Extremely heartening to see that the ball has started rolling, and the special mom has rolled the ball for everyone. So it's pretty heartening to see that.
That is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it is really wonderful to see, and I think this is the first time that you're giving the platform to fathers and mothers, which is really, really wonderful. So tell me, you have said that you took it upon yourself to raise a happy child with special needs. So I want to ask you, what according to you is happy, and do you think that you have succeeded with your boys?
I'm still on that journey, and as I always say, there was we were having a conversation a couple of weeks back. There was this mom in US, and she came across the special mom and all. She just wanted to connect with me, and and she said, "Kriti, where do you find this positivity and all? There are days when I'm losing my mind. I want to tear all my hair out from my head." So I said, the first step for me was when I redefined autism. If you ask me what is autism, I will always say perpetual state of joy. I'm not going to tell you ye hota hai, wo hota hai, spectrum, vectrum, no, nothing. For me, autism is perpetual state of joy. And there are days when I'm absolutely jealous of my child कि मुझे वो बनना है, मुझे वो life चाहिए. I want that life. So such a sorted life. पता है कि चार चीज चाहिए, चार चीज खानी है, उसी में मैं खुश हूँ. मुझे बादशाह के गाने लगा दो या कटरीना कैफ दिखा दो. आई एम अ हैप्पी चाइल्ड. So when I say a happy child, when I say raising a happy child, it's more to do with my own self. It's more to do with the parent who's actually in that journey with the child. Keep learning from those little moments of joy that your child has. He's asking for nothing from you, nothing. He has no expectations whatsoever from you. Learn that from him, and be one with him in those moments. Fine, there are aggression that happens, there are anger that has happened, and even that also is an absolute clear transaction which is happening. When you get angry on somebody, आज मैं किसी से गुस्सा हो गई हूँ, मैं नाराज हो गई हूँ उससे, I'm not talking to him. I am doing all this anger and all these things with a purpose, with an agenda. Look at these chaps, man. No agenda at all. I wanted something, तुमने मुझे नहीं दिया, and इसीलिए मैं गुस्सा हूँ. Absolute clear transaction. Absolute clear transaction. So when I say raising a happy child, I only and only mean that that child is happy wherever he is. अपने घर में है, आज अगर हम गोपिका के घर जाते हैं, he is happy and content there. Why? Because he can feel a lot of positivity around him, and he knows what he wants. He is able to show his emotion and affection to you. बड़ी बड़ी बातें मुझे नहीं आती करनी, मुझे एडीएल सिखाना है, मुझे वो सिखाना है, मुझे ये लगता है एवरी चाइल्ड हैज देयर ओन पोटेंशियल, अपने आप सीख जाएंगे बच्चे. ऑफ कोर्स हमारे बच्चों को थोड़ी सी मदद की जरूरत होती है, हम वो करते रहेंगे. विल नेवर स्टॉप हेल्पिंग आवर चिल्ड्रन, विल ऑलवेज हेल्प देम, बट we should know the difference between helping, hovering, and hampering. These three H.
That's amazing.
This classification needs to be
very true.
These three classification, the three, and I'm not only talking about special needs children. Any child in your life,
anybody, absolutely.
Any child in your life, as a parent, take this as a responsibility on your head. When you're reaching out to your child, when you're trying to teach him something, or when you're trying to make sense out of something with him, ask these questions. Are you helping him? Are you hovering on him, or are you hampering him?
Right.
Just answer these three questions, because first one, helping, is good, but the next two is the pressure that you have on your mind to prove something out to the world. That will never happen. I mean, always. And secondly, I always suggest this to parents: always keep yourself in the place of your child. Always, no matter whosoever he is, no matter autism, Down syndrome, neurotypical, I hate these words anyways. Your child is your child. Your child is your child. Okay? Just keep yourself in their place. And again, coming back to that point, Gopika, happy child. First, so that was the point. Second, respect your child for whatever that he is. In our world, in our lives, I think we all have reached that age and that realization, and we know very well that ठीक है, प्यार बहुत important चीज है, प्यार सबको चाहिए. But at the end of the day, what we need actually is respect.
True.
I want to be respected as an individual. Respect me as an individual. You have your own dislikes, likes. I have my own likes and dislikes. Respect me for that.
True.
I know you don't like certain things in me. You know that I don't like certain things in you, but respect it. We are all individuals. Respect that individual. So when happy child, these are the things that I'm talking about. And I'm constantly working on these things with not only with my children, with my family at large. I mean, I'm working, and these are very late realizations in my life, Gopika. Very, very late realizations in my life. But I'm glad that I realized these. I realized these because I could see the change around me. I could see the change in my own self. My own tolerance with people and their qualms and their whims, and the way I'm agreeing to everything, the way I'm actually automatically effort na dalte hue I'm trying to understand, okay, where is he coming from? Okay, even with my child also, that's what I meant, that I want to raise a happy child. And happiness can only come from these chota things that we keep doing with the children.
Right. Very true. Absolutely right. And this is not just a learning on how to raise a child, but I think it's a learning on how to live your life. And that's really very, very important. What you said about respect is also extremely important, because I think that very often what tends to happen with a lot of parents, and I have been guilty of this in the past as well, is we tend to say, you assume that because your child has autism or a special needs, or sometimes even when they're children, younger, they don't understand, they're children. But that respect that you give them, it makes a huge difference. When you consider their point of view, when you consider that, okay, maybe they want to do certain things which, you don't want to do. And as a 16-year-old mother who is more and more expressing himself, that's something which you need to back off from this role of parent all the time, and also just relate to them as a human being, just to one human being to another, where you're listening to each other completely.
Correct.
Very, very true. Absolutely. Just wanted to check with you one last thing. What are your hopes and dreams for Arnav and for all the other children who are different, and for the special mom? What and for yourself?
Not this hope, and hope is not only for Arnav, as you really and rightly put there. This is hope for all the lovely bachas out there. All, I just want them to be happy.
Yeah.
Wherever they are, whatever that they are doing, happy and content with their own selves. Honestly, that's all I want for all the children out there, because I know the moment, and it has a lovely relationship with the mother, by the way. हमारी माएँ भी हमें क्या बोलती थी कि मेरा बच्चा खुश रहे, बिकॉज उस बच्चे की खुशी में माँ की खुशी है, एंड यू कैन नॉट बेंड दिस ट्रूथ एनी वे और एनी हाउ. चाहे कोई कुछ भी बोल दे, कोई कुछ भी बोल ले, कोई कुछ भी आपके सामने आके स्टेट करे, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे एक माँ की खुशी बच्चे की खुशी में है. द मोमेंट द माँ रियलाइजेस कि हमारे बच्चे खुश हैं, हमारे बच्चे लाइफ में जहां भी हैं, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, दे आर सेटल्ड. एक जो शब्द है आज तक मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, सेटल्ड का मतलब क्या होता है. आई एम स्टिल एन अनसेटलिंग ह्यूमन बीइंग. हमारे बच्चे, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट ओनली. हमारे बच्चे सेटल्ड हैं, खुश हैं, उसी में माँ को खुशी तो नहीं मिलती पर माँ को शांति मिलती है. सो आई थिंक माई होप एंड माई प्रेयर to all the bachas out there is be happy in whatever that you're doing. Be very, very happy that whatever you're doing, be content with whatever that you have, because it's a direct correlation with your parents. अगर आज बच्चा खुश तो माँ खुश, माँ बाप खुश, और अगर माँ बाप खुश तो बच्चा खुश. So that's all I have as a prayer in my heart.
Very true. Thank you so much. And with that prayer, thank you very, very much for being on Beyond the Blue Chats. There was so much to learn from you. And I'm feeling what a lovely way to start the weekend, because it just gives me such a warm feeling, and there is so much good that you're doing. And I hope that the Special Mom keeps growing and touching more and more lives, and keep doing the wonderful work that you're doing.
Thank you, Gopika. Thank you, Gopika, for giving parents like me a platform like this. And especially आपके साथ conversation, it's so heartwarming. It's so heartwarming. It's always lovely to have a conversation with you. और बहुत घर वाली feeling आती है जब भी आपसे बात करी है. लगता ही नहीं है कि we just met. So I think that's the beauty of being a lovely human being that you are. Lots of love to your children, and all the very best for all your future endeavors that you're doing. And thank you for being with the Special Mom always. That means a lot to me. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.